Hey guys, and welcome back to Fringe Friday. As always, I'm Carmen, and today we are delving straight into season 4, episode 5 of Fringe. You guys know that I am so freaking excited because Peter is back. Okay, so I was not expecting that. I thought that, like Olivia, well, I guess last season they did kind of surprise me with Olivia coming back to this world sooner than I thought. But anyway, this reality. Yeah. So Peter is back. I am super excited. You guys know that I absolutely freaking adore him. He is one of my favorite characters on the show. And yeah, so I'm just really excited to see him back. Excited to see how Walter is going to react. Excited to see how Olivia is going to react. Excited to see, like, the dynamics, the new dynamics of these relationships, considering they don't have, or they don't remember, because they literally didn't experience the things that Peter remembers and experienced with them. So, I don't know what to expect, but I am excited to see it unfold and to figure out where we're going to go from here, because I kind of thought that this season was going to be them trying to remember Peter and then bring him back. But now he's back, and while, yeah, they're probably still going to be trying to remember him, it's kind of thrown my season theory for a loop, because I don't know what we're going to do now. Like, what is our goal going to be? We gotta dodge the observer. I know that. He was freaking watching Peter in Raiden Lake, so worried about that. Very worried about that. Worried about how Walter's gonna react. Hopefully good. I don't know. There's like, it's already so different, the dynamic. I'm really curious as to how this is going to like further turn that on its head. Anyway, all of that being said, let's just get into it and find out. I'm so excited. Okay. Is this the cavalry bringing Peter back to the FBI for questioning? Oh, Royals isn't going to remember him either. Poor Peter. Can you imagine how horrible it would be to like enter a world where nobody remembers you, but you have all of these really close connections and memories of them? Interrogation. I love how almost offended he was by that. He's like,
Walter?
oh, I think that he's fine. Hopefully. What the hell is that?
Walter? What the hell are you doing?
Sleeping.
Yeah.
Who sleeps like this?
Well, what choice do I have? I've been haunted for weeks with visions of a strange man, and now the stranger is here.
Okay, so she does know. He does
And
know.
no one will let me examine him or even see him. I'm kept in the dark, knowing nothing.
Oh, so he doesn't know.
Is he talking?
No.
Oh,
he was, but he stopped cooperating with us at the hospital. Royals moved him to a holding facility.
Oh, so he hasn't told them anything?
Walter, he says that you're the only one he'll speak to. He's saying that his name is Peter Bishop. He says he's your son.
Oh my God. I'm so excited. You guys, I'm so excited. I don't know why I'm crying. I'm just emotional because it's gonna like be so meaningful for Walter to have this moment, or these moments with Peter, you know? I just need that conversation. Okay, like, I'm sorry, episode, I need you to fast forward through all this.
Hi.
She's trying to get out.
Thought you said you hated that sweater.
I thought I'd give it a second chance.
This is a very odd dynamic.
You okay?
Yeah.
You're probably hungry. I should start dinner.
Wow, the way that this woman is not being discreet at all worries me. She clearly doesn't trust him for some reason. I think he was probably waiting for you to do that. I would have just left the house on foot if I was this nervous.
Face.
sick?
Oh, she's one of the shapeshifter.
I'm only going to ask.
This once. Tell me where the files are.
I mean, she didn't really give him a chance to answer. I was expecting it to be the other way around. I think that they did that on purpose to try to like trick us to think that she was suspecting that he was a shapeshifter, right?
Look, I'm fairly sure I'm not the one best suited to this.
You will be fine, Walter.
Yeah.
If at any point you want to leave, you just have to say so.
Okay. How is Peter gonna explain this to Walter?
Hello, Walter.
This is the second time Walter's met his grown son. That gets me. Maybe he'll be a little nicer this time.
You don't know who I am, do you?
No. I mean, he knows, but he doesn't know you.
I know this must be confusing for you, but something's happened. I need you to help me figure out why no one remembers me. Why you don't remember me.
Poor Peter. This is so...
How does he know all this?
So you built a machine to save us. Only I could activate it, but you told me that when I did, there would be consequences.
There is a machine, but I didn't build it.
You did.
You and Elizabeth, did you have a son?
Yes, he died. Long time ago, when he was just a boy.
And then you found another version of him in the other universe. And he was dying too, so you crossed over to save him.
Yes.
But I couldn't.
Yep.
What do you mean you couldn't?
It changed, Peter.
The lake where we crossed over was frozen. I tried to hold on to him, but he drowned.
The Observer didn't pull us out of the lake that night?
The Observer. They don't know who the Observer is, right?
What's an observer?
Yes, I knew it.
That has to be what happened.
They don't know.
I was supposed to die, but when I didn't, I became a paradox, and now, for the two worlds to heal, I had to be deleted. But if I'm already dead in both universes, then why am I here? How am I back? Something's gone wrong, Walter. Something's happened.
We're finished here. Take me back to my lab.
Walter, I need your help. You have to help me figure out what went wrong. If I'm not supposed to be here, then how am I back?
Because they love you so much. And the Observer couldn't bring himself to get rid of you either.
The shapeshifter came here looking for Trust, didn't find him, which means it's still looking.
Problem is we can't find him either. Dr. Truss went off the grid.
Smart for him, honestly. Oh, is that him? Oh, Doggo. Doggo. Doggo sees something or hears something. Listen to Doggo.
Malcolm Truss? You worked at Massive Dynamic, correct?
Oh God, she found him.
I suggest you leave. You are trespassing on private...
Doggo, attack!
I'm gonna need your help.
Would have been a good time for Doggo to attack.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Why does Nina Sharp have your photo in her office?
Asking the question for all of us.
After our mother died, my sister and I were due to go into the foster system.
Their mom died.
Nina pulled some strings, and we went to live with her.
Okay. This is weird. So, did they never have a stepfather? No, she killed him, right? She already said that. And then her mother died?
What kind of projects was he working on?
Well, several.
Yes.
He was abducted from his house in Vermont this morning.
Okay. So they were able to find him.
But what would a shapeshifter want with Malcolm Truss?
That's what they want to find out.
There was one project Malcolm was working on. Cellular replication. It copied the genetic data of the healthy cells of the patient and used it to replace the damaged ones.
Okay.
We need your help.
Help with what? I don't know what you're hoping to find in those files. That work never went anywhere. It's useless.
Is she gonna show him?
I was terminally ill when they came to me.
Cellular replication.
The cancer went into complete remission. It was a miracle.
Okay.
At least for a while.
And then...
But the procedure didn't fully take. My cancer's gone, but I'm still dying.
There are no files. It's all up here. I'll do it, Nadine. I'll help you. Just so you know, I don't do my best work at gunpoint.
Well, they're lucky they didn't just kill him. They would have never found the files. Luckily that the guy that she killed wasn't him.
checked with tech services. They don't even know what the device is.
They're memory disks.
I've seen them before.
Peter! I love it. He's so smart. I love him so much.
What do you know about shapeshifters?
Quite a lot, actually.
Enlighten me.
Well, I know if you shoot them in the head, they bleed mercury.
Those are the old ones. What about the new ones?
The what?
The prototypes, human hybrids.
Tell us about the memory disks.
The disks are divided up into 3 different parts here.
And you know all this how?
Because I've decrypted a couple of them myself.
Mm-hmm.
You think you could do it again?
I'll ask the questions, Agent.
What is it that you're after? You're obviously not doing this out of the goodness of your heart, so what is it that you want?
I just want to talk to Walter again.
I don't see the point in letting you upset him again.
I'm sorry about that. I was talking to him like he was the man that I knew, which clearly he's not. He's different, just like you are.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone have a better idea?
I'm for it. Broyles hates it.
I'll see what I can do.
Look at Broyles, he's so mad. Is that Peter's? Walter. I'm on the edge of tears every time I see him. Like, it just... Yeah, there's the coin. Walter always breaks my heart.
I told you I would help you, Nadine. I meant it.
I don't know. He's being very...
She's adorable. Is that your little girl?
Trusting.
Yes, my daughter, Haley.
Karen, my wife. She always wanted kids. I was too busy with work.
Yeah, she kind of killed your wife.
I guess I'm hoping that one day she'll let me be a part of her life again.
Well, that's not gonna happen because she doesn't have one. State police. They're gonna recognize the car and the tag.
I think I've got a visual on that stolen plate they put the bolo out on. Over.
Mm-hmm.
Stand down and wait for backup. Over.
Roger that. Waiting for backup. CR24 out.
I think it's too late for you, bud. I wonder if she made up her entire sob story or if she's just that desperate. You know?
Olivia, I may have only met you a few weeks ago, but I think I know you well enough to know that this guy's gotten to you.
She feels...
In my dreams, and now he's here.
Yeah.
I can maybe understand why he would be in Walter's head if he's some iteration of his son, but why mine?
Because he's the love of your life! Sorry, I need to calm down.
Not exactly the behavior of someone being held against their will.
Unless he doesn't know he's with a shapeshifter.
He doesn't. He doesn't know that she's a shapeshifter, I don't think.
And just like that, Bell shut down the project. All he could say was, some things are not ours to tamper with. Some things are God's. Your genome isn't fully propagating through the artificial tissue.
Can you fix it?
Yes, I can.
How long is it gonna take you? Because I need them to find you first. Because, like...
Hello, Walter.
I'm interested to see what their relationship is in this.
Probably the last person in the world you want to see right now.
Ooh.
If there was ever a time to try to get past our differences, it seemed like now.
I'm fine.
You're making Peter's favorite dessert.
Oh.
That night at the lake, you begged me to stop, but I couldn't. I couldn't watch Peter die, not again.
Walter,
I've hated you. For 25 years, I hated you. I blamed you.
But...
I couldn't live with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were right. I'd crossed the line, come to terms with the fact that I deserved to be punished.
No.
No, yeah.
I saw my boy in that man's eyes.
It's because it's him.
God help me, I saw the eyes of my boy in a man's face.
Yeah.
It filled me with
Joy?
indescribable joy.
Yeah, of course it would.
Why should I be rewarded for what I've done?
Because maybe you've suffered enough. Maybe you've just been given a second chance.
Apparently these things are able to switch between every single identity they've ever taken now.
Oh, okay.
The new improved models do a lot more than just take on the appearance of another person. They replicate their victims down to the molecular level.
You're saying these shapeshifters will be completely indistinguishable from whoever they're impersonating?
Mm-hmm.
They can become anyone. They perfect this technology and they can get close to us. They can replace any one of us.
Are they gonna think that he's one of them? Because that could be dangerous to say when you just appeared out of nowhere, claiming to be Walter Bishop's son. You know, I'm just saying. Uh-oh.
You said you were going to help me, Malcolm, and you will.
Uh-oh. He found out.
How long is this gonna take?
Not long at all.
Those are coordinates.
To what?
That's the one that you guys have here.
But there are actually two different sets of coordinates being broadcast.
That's by the port.
I think you just found a shapeshifter.
Why did you look like my wife?
Because she killed her and took her appearance.
It's not important right
Why
now.
did you look like my wife?
Malcolm,
He's gonna realize it, right?
I'm offering you something precious. An opportunity to take back what William Bell took from you. Your legacy.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't want this to be his legacy, though. Have you considered it? Shapeshifter woman. Also, I'm realizing that this is probably just a persona that she's taken, so her sob story is just that poor lady's sob story, right?
I'm familiar enough with biochemistry to know that restriction enzymes would fragment my DNA and trigger a massive internal hemorrhage.
I was gonna say, he's trying to trick her.
Finish what you started, I won't ask again.
Well, if you're familiar enough, then can't you just figure it out your own damn self? Huh? Pushy?
And then we'll know if the serum's complete.
I would just, like, purposefully keep fucking it up so they can't kill me the second they have it, you know? Oh my god.
I got it.
Y'all are horrific shots. Horrific. How did you pass any sort of shooting exam that you had to take? Genuinely. That was basically point blank range. She was behind no cover.
Agent Warwick is down. We need paramedics on the roof now.
That could be her. That could be her for all we know. That could be her. And she pushed the other person in. That could be her. I don't trust it.
The dive team. They just found a body.
It's the FBI agent. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? That was very obvious. I don't know how they missed that. You know?
Agent Dunham, I have those hourlies you asked for.
I'm a little annoyed at that because it seems like they would have, you know, been smart enough to figure that out. But
Agent Dunham, I have those hourlies that you asked for.
Didn't we already do this?
I'm sorry?
You already gave me the...
Who was that?
Just a little tired, Agent. Thank you.
Nope, someone definitely gave you those.
I don't know what to do. Nobody remembers me here. I know what you're capable of.
I need your help, Walter, to fix this.
Yes, please.
Every day for the past 25 years, I've tried to imagine what you would look like as a man. My son. But I don't deserve this.
Yes, you do.
I don't deserve you. I realize now this was my punishment. You were sent to tempt me.
No.
I would repeat the mistakes of the past.
No.
Walter, no.
Wherever you came from, I can't help you.
Walter, you don't understand.
I tried to help a boy. That boy was never my son.
Yes, he was.
Neither you.
Yes, he is. Yes, he was. Poor Peter. Like, can you imagine? You just wake up one day, essentially, and the people you love most don't even know you exist. Hopefully he didn't actually, like, cure her. It looks like he did, though. I was hoping it was, like, a trick, you know? Understood. Begin preparation. So we're sending the others. Of fucking course they are. What? Can I just say, like, why the hell did the scientist actually do it? Like, okay, you're threatening to kill me. You can't kill me because I'm the only one who can figure this out. So I'm just gonna not do it. And if you kill me, at least I know that I didn't help you do whatever twisted shit you're doing. You know? I don't know. It's weird. That's weird to me that he would actually, like, do what they asked him to do, you know? Okay, so this episode was great and devastating and heartbreaking and just all of the things, right? So my heart just really breaks for everyone in this situation because Walter and Olivia don't understand, like, the extent of what they've lost. Olivia in particular. And that's heartbreaking. I think that my heart breaks the most maybe for Peter, though, because he woke up one day in the middle of a freaking lake, and, like, I assume the last thing that he remembers is stepping into the machine and then coming out of the lake. And in between that, obviously, the world kind of got shifted and everything got turned on its head, and his entire existence was erased since he was, like, 8 years old. I can't remember how old he was supposed to be when he got sick or when he died. But, like, all of that just didn't happen. And so he's having to interact with the people that he loves most in the world, and they have no idea who he is. I don't know. I just find that really sad, you know? Like, Peter interacting with Walter, and he's trying to get Walter to help him, to listen to him. And it was really fun, a fun episode, and it was fun to see Peter, like, you know, doing his thing. But just those little moments really tug at my heartstrings, right? Because I can't imagine just waking up one day and, like, all the people I love, like, they don't care. Like, you know, they don't know me, they don't care, they're not impacted. But my entire life has just been freaking shattered, right? Which is what Peter's dealing with right now. He had rebuilt his relationship with his father. He had fallen in love with the most incredible person, and they were happy together, and, like, he had a good life, you know, and now it just makes me really sad. It's obviously really sad for Walter as well. I feel bad that he thinks that he is being tested and that he has to deprive himself of this opportunity, which, like Nina said, is a second chance, maybe, because he feels he doesn't deserve it, right? Like, he's looking in Peter's eyes and he's like, I've imagined this for so long, like what you would have been like as an adult. And instead of getting to know him as an adult and allowing himself that, he's further sinking into himself and his guilt and his pain because he doesn't feel he deserves it. And I really hate, and I know that he's doing it to tell himself, like, he wasn't my son, you're not my son, you know? But, like, imagine Peter's perspective, and of course he knows Walter doesn't remember, but Walter, the dad that he knew for the longest, for most of his life, because it's the same Walter, you know, is telling him that he's not his son. Like, how traumatizing would that be, you know? Okay, I need to stop crying. Olivia, I hope that inevitably her and Peter will have to have like conversations and she'll figure out why she dreamt about him and everything. But yeah, I don't know, you guys. I'm sad. It was a really good episode. Don't get me wrong. I loved to see Peter's sort of like defiance and annoyance of Broyles in the beginning. It was funny. And Peter like showing off again. And just to have Peter back in the show is so good. Like, I would not trade being sad for not having him, you know? Like, I'm happy he's back. This is the only way that we can like hopefully start figuring out what's happening. Like, I think that Walter will start to warm up. I think that Olivia will warm up Broyles. Everybody, it's gonna happen. We just have to deal with the pain and everything first. So I'm excited to see where they're gonna go from here with this. Yeah, just like how they're going to continue the story. Like, Walter at some point has to come back and help Peter, right? Like, I feel like he just has to. Olivia has to start becoming a little bit more involved with Peter. I feel like that just has to happen. And so I'm excited to see the ways in which that will play out going forward. I don't know how it's going to play out. I'm not good at making predictions on this show. So yeah, I just have to get through all of the crying first, I'm sure, because Fringe loves to make me cry. They thrive on it. Also, we learned, well, a few things, but another difference in this world is that they don't know the Observer. Like, they've never seen the Observer. They have no idea who the Observer is. They don't get the references to the Observer, like none of it, which makes sense because in the last episode when we had Chadwick, aka subject number 9, we learned that Walter had never been confronted by the Cortexiphan kids. He had never sort of grappled with that. So we saw him dealing with that for the first time, which means that all of the like Nick Lane, all of the previous Cortexiphan kids that Olivia had met in the other timeline, the alternate timeline. This is the alternate timeline. In the other timeline, the prime timeline, none of that happened. So they've never had any of the Cortexiphan kids. They've never met any of them, which means that Olivia also never shut stuff off with her mind, which I'm assuming means that her powers have never triggered and all of that stuff, right? I think someone did say that, now that I'm thinking about it, that like Olivia's powers never triggered in this world, right? So she doesn't have the power to cross over in this iteration of the timeline, right? We also learned that her mom died in this timeline. Nina Sharp adopted her and her sister, which, like, what the fuck? That's so weird. That's so weird. She did still kill her stepdad, so I'm assuming, well, she didn't kill him in the prime timeline. She shot him. But she did still have her stepdad. She killed him. Her mom died somehow. She got adopted by Nina Sharp. She never met Peter. Either adult Peter or little Peter. Obviously, adult Peter didn't exist. So many things are different. It's confusing because I have spent the past... How long have I been watching this show? Like, at least a year. I've spent the past year, like, learning the world of Fringe, right? And now it's completely different. And so everything that I think I know and can, like, reference and, like, bring up because, oh, I remember when this happened, and this is this and this, blah, blah. Like, it doesn't apply. So it's kind of throwing me for a loop, too. I'm like Peter a little bit. I'm like, what? Wait, what's happening? Where are we? What world is this? I don't understand. Okay, so to talk about the shapeshifters for a second, they're communicating still with the same typewriter, so that's interesting. There's more coming over now. The serum apparently worked, which I am going to harp on again for just a second. don't know if you heard that, but my fiance is sneezing in the other room. Bless you. That's completely derailed my entire train of thought. What was I talking about? The shapeshifters. Okay. So they still communicate the same way. They're more advanced, harder to find. One is probably in the FBI now because that lady gave Olivia files and then somebody else gave Olivia files. Could have been the same lady. Let me look. Okay. Yeah, it was literally the same person. Okay, so clearly there's a shapeshifter in the FBI building. Or was. So there's that. To harp on my issue for just a second, it kind of feels like in this one instance, and I think I remember them doing it like one other time in Fringe that I can remember. Luckily, they're not like repeat offenders of this. But does it not feel a little bit like they dumbed down the characters to fit the plot? Just for a second. Because when Olivia ran up on the roof and we see those two people, like, we know that they're shapeshifters, okay? Like, we know that they literally shapeshift. Like, she's chasing someone who literally shapeshifts. And she just took it at face value. Olivia, who is like way smarter than me, okay? She just took it at face value that it was that guy. But not for a second did she think this is a shapeshifter. I don't like that because it just feels like they wanted the plot to go a certain way and they pigeonholed the characters into it, right? If they hadn't had that one moment, it would have been fine. Also a little annoyed that the scientist guy actually gave them the correct serum. That also feels like kind of a dumb thing that he did, but we don't really know his character, so I can believe it, even though I'm like, dude, really, that's kind of stupid. But I can believe it in that situation. But Olivia, who I know and care about, and like, I know how fucking smart she is. I don't care that this is another timeline. She is still that smart, okay? Why did you dumb her down for that moment? Like, why? I get why. I get that they wanted the shapeshifters to like continue on. It's for the plot. But I just wish they had done that a different way. Let me know if you guys were a little bit annoyed by that too. Because it feels like a very obvious moment of like, that guy's probably the shapeshifter. You know? And like I said, like, you guys know, I've missed a lot of things. I forget, like, I'm not the smartest person in the world. I was gonna say I'm not the smartest person in the room, but I'm the only person in here, so hopefully. But you know what I mean? Like, I am not super clever. I'm not super, like, whatever. I pick up on things, I feel, most of the time. But, like, I don't know. I'm harping on this too long. But just let me know if you also were a little bit annoyed by that, because it's just a bit annoying to me, personally. Also, talking about the shapeshifters, Nadine, her sob story about the cancer and that's her daughter and all that stuff. Like, is that true? Is Nadine her, like, original human form and all of that's true? Or is it just a lie to tug at his heartstrings? You know? Because they can change, Peter said, like, between all of the people that they've shapeshifted before, which is why she changed into his wife accidentally. But is Nadine, like, her original and then the others are who she shapeshifts through? Or is she not? I can't remember. Like, we saw her in the one episode with Lincoln's partner who got killed. But I can't remember if we saw her shapeshift from somebody else. Maybe you guys can let me know if you remember, because I don't. Maybe I'm just falling for this shapeshifter sob story too. I don't know. All right, you guys. I think that's all that I really had to say. I've been racking my brain trying to think, but there's probably more that I'm forgetting. I'm excited for Olivia and Peter to interact more. Excited for Walter and Peter to interact more. Excited for Lincoln and Peter to interact more. Like, and Astrid and Broyles, and, you know, the list continues. So I'm just excited to see more of this season. I am so happy that Peter is back. Let me know if you are also so happy that Peter is back. And if your answer is no, like, I don't understand. what show you're watching, because I fucking love Peter. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. You can also watch the next episode right now over on Patreon if you're watching this on YouTube, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode and every single episode thus far of Fringe, watch-along style. That is over on Patreon as well. Yeah, I hope to see you guys next week for more Fringe. Until then, have a good Friday, and bye guys, or whatever day you're watching this.